click. Get ready for your Kodak moment.
Oh, my.
Welcome to One on One,
A Bluff City Media podcast.
Tune in as we go one-on-one with players, coaches, and influencers from around the city of Memphis and across the nation. Now,
Let's get to the show.
What's up, everybody? Christian Fowler here with Bluff City Media, and joining me this week is former Memphis guard Kendric Davis. KD, what's up, bro? How you doing? KD and Junior.
Yeah, how you doing, man? I'm doing good, man. Nice to be on here.
I'm doing good, man. All right, so first thing, I know a lot of people want to start with NCAA tournament and stuff like that, but I really want to start with, your first impressions of Memphis, coming to Memphis. Is it what you expected? I know you got so much love from the fan base. Obviously, having a year with Penny, did it fulfill your expectations coming to Memphis and spending a year under Penny?
Yeah, man. It was everything and more. I was able to, get some relationships. I was able to, use Penny pass basketball and like a father to me now. Can't too many people say Penny Hardaway is like a father to them. So I got a chance to say that. That's a lifetime goal. My son got a chance to, interact with the program and become one of us. Besides that, man, I got a chance to cut down the nets, for the city, win a championship, and I was also able to break records, And if you know Memphis basketball, that's not easy with all the guards that came through here. So I'm blessed, man, and just, hopefully can say I'm up there with one of the greats.
So when you look back at this year, second all-time single season scoring past Penny, so number 2 all-time, was that something that you expected, something that you wanted to do? Was that a personal goal to continue to break records at a different school?
Actually, I came to Memphis to win. Didn't know too much about I didn't know nothing about the conference all-time scoring record or the assist record. Never knew about any of them. So that just came, as the season went. But the all-time scoring record, I didn't know about that till probably right before the AAC Tournament, and Coach Penny was so far ahead of me. I was third, but he was so far ahead of me. I was like, man, I ain't getting that. And then end up going crazy in the tournament and needed a couple points to pass him. And then I think I was like 10 points shy of the all-time record, which, I didn't play Houston games. And then I didn't play, most of the whole second half of UCF. So I could have got the all-time record, but, everything happened for me. I'm just blessed to, be in that name.
So like you just said, you missed the Houston game, second half of the UCF game with the ankle injuries. What was kind of the mental battle, not only mental but physical battle, dealing with ankle injuries all year? I think you said both ankles. You ended up twisting a couple of times. What was that battle like all year?
Yeah, it was weird for me because coming into the season, I really, I always had ankle injuries, but they always been your typical ankle injuries. You sprain and get back up, play. These ones was a little different this year. Starting in the summertime, I just had some bad luck this year. Dudes coming under me a lot. My ankle just giving out from the wear and tear of not being able to recover, and I fought through it. It was a couple games where I barely can walk. It was nights I barely can walk, but to play hard for that city, that's all I wanted to do, and I wanted to play hard for Coach. I wanted to leave it all out on the line. Whether we win or lose, I just wanted to say I was out there giving it my all. I wasn't healthy all year. Me and Penny talked about that. Like, what if you would have been healthy all year? It would have been really scary. So I'm just blessed, still to be able to say I played for the city, man.
So you weren't even healthy going into the season? Like your ankles were already beat up going into the year?
Yeah, I had sprained my ankle, I think, a week before we played Vanderbilt. And after that, I was playing catch up most of the year. Kind of got healthy when we had the Christmas break for like 5 days. I kind of got
You turned it again against Alabama, didn't you? Because you went out at the end of that game, right?
Yeah, I ended up re-aggravating that same one. And then we had got Christmas break, and I kind of got healthy, and then toward the end of the season, the wear and tear on it kind of popped back up. So, I mean, it was just an unlucky, break for me because if you look at my past history, I never missed a game until this season. I missed one, and then one and a half actually. So, I mean, always been durable. Just sometimes luck just don't go your way.
So obviously you and Penny got really tight this year, like you mentioned. He's like a father figure to you now. What were the conversations like between you two going into the season? Because expectations this year from the fan base, from national media, whatever it may be, expectations weren't high. So what were you guys talking about behind closed doors, not only for the team, but for yourself and your own production?
Yeah, I remember when the summer first hit, I told Coach, you can get anybody you want. You done shown that, but I said I'm gonna win you games. You know, it probably won't be like the Jalen Duran, or the James Wiseman, the money base, the top 3 picks, the top 10 picks. But I said I'm gonna win you games. Just trust my work. He was like, "Oh, we good." He came in with something to prove. Like he wanted to show the city I can coach. I don't need the biggest talent to win these games. And I wanted to come in, and prove myself as the best guard. So it was just two mixes that matched each other, and we always had something to prove. Like from day one, we came in with something to prove, and we had a chip on our shoulder going into the season. And I told him again at the end of the year, I told you I'll win you games, So I'm glad he trusted me, man. He trusted me, and I'm glad I can repay him.
I don't want to get too off topic because I want to talk about the season a little bit, but something you just said is super interesting. Like you said, I'm going to win you games. I'm not, 6'10", number 1 overall pick in the draft, but I know how to win at the collegiate level. How, I guess, undervalued do you think that is in the college basketball landscape right now? Everybody wants the stars. Everybody wants the 5-star. Everybody wants the guy that's quote unquote generational talent. But a guy like yourself, you're one of the best guards in college this year, and you brought Memphis a lot more wins than a lot of people expected. So what do you think about just being undervalued in general at the college game between stars and guys that can actually go win you games that aren't 6'10" and aren't top 5 picks?
Man, you just got to trust your eyes. I mean, obviously you see what I did at SMU. I was able to have a lot of success against Coach, and if you know his teams, they always finish top 3 in the country in defense, and I had success against that with wins. And you go look at against Houston, I had success against the 2 best teams, in our conference, and they always stack up good in the country. So that go to tell you right there, it translates, like that translates. So I mean, you just gotta trust your eyes. I know I'm not 6'9", 6'10", but tell people all the time, like I'm just a killer, stone cold killer. Well, you're gonna have to keep coming at me, keep coming at me, keep coming at me, and the will that I got to win and the work that I put in, I believe in my game just because the work I put in. Like I just believe nobody working harder than me. So I mean, I like to go out there and show that you can't outwork me. So I mean, he just trusted me. All summer he seen me grind, and he knew it. From day one, he's like, oh, this little dude here gonna be special. I appreciate him for believing in me.
So you said that no one can match your work ethic and your overall mentality. You said you're a killer. Where does that come from? Where do you get that from? Because there's plenty of dudes with stupid talent that don't have that mentality. So where do you draw that motivation from?
Man, ever since I was little, like I've been a killer. Like since I was little, everything I had to get was hard. And I mean, growing up outside playing one-on-one, against your older cousins and older brothers, like my brother that died, Langston, he was older than me, and he'll beat you up, like, he gonna make sure you don't win, and talk crazy to you at the same time. And, you start, you start getting that mentality, as you're young. I remember, man, he'll beat me like 21-2. I cry, and he get up. Like, it don't matter. Your tears ain't phasing me. And just installed in me, like, you can't, I feel like they trying to take food off my plate, just like I'm trying to take it off theirs. So it's about who more hungry.
So let's talk about this season a little bit. I know there was kind of some ups and downs. Really, you start non-conference play with a heavy SEC slate, and you guys fared very well, beating Vanderbilt, beating Ole Miss, beating A&M, playing Alabama down to the wire on the road. Then you get into conference play, a little bit rocky at the beginning, starting it off with the loss to Tulane. Walk us through what the season was like and what it was like gelling with all new teammates. Obviously, you'd spent a lot of time at SMU. You come here and it's pretty much an entirely new team. You got Alo and Malco and a couple other guys coming back, but a lot of veteran guys coming from different teams. So what were kind of the ups and downs of the season like and working with new teammates?
I mean, obviously you see now that's kind of the new norm now, right? Man, I hate to see it get like this. I mean, you look at the transfer portal and I'm seeing guys transfer with situations where it ain't always greener, on the other side. I mean, you seeing dudes transfer who led their team in scoring and assists. You see dudes leaving who's, all Americans at their programs. And I just say everybody's situation different. I guess this the new norm for college basketball with NIL. But for me and my situation, I decided to branch off, from SMU because of coaching change. You've been with a dude 3 years, and y'all don't get to the tournament. It's kind of like, okay, he left. Maybe it's time. Regardless of NIL or not, it was just time to, move on. And like I say, SMU is family. I'm doing half of my pre-draft at SMU, so I mean, it's always love there. Like, it's always family. But I mean, it was good, man. It was good to meet a new group of guys. Like, we all had the same agenda. We were older, so we all came in ready to, start in our roles and whatever that was gonna be. And Coach did a good job, but aligning roles, because it's not always easy to gel a team in 3-4 months. Like, it sounds easy, but it's harder. It's more that goes behind the scenes. You got guys who were superstars on their last teams. You got some guys who didn't play much, who finna play. So I mean, it was good just getting to know them guys like Elijah, Jonathan, Chandler, Dre, Halo. Like, getting to play with these guys, man, was great, man. I wish I could play another year with them. I do, but I mean, it came to an end.
When do you feel like it actually fully clicked? Like, when did the light bulb come on for the team? When were you guys able to, I guess, stop thinking more on the floor and just kind of be one unit? When do you feel like that point was this season?
I think after that Auburn, Alabama stretch, after we beat Auburn at State Farm Arena and then beat Alabama, and guys kind of figured we were good enough to win it, And I think that took a turn for us, like, for not having to fight our roles, I think. And then another turn we took was at Temple. I think when I hit the buzzer beater, that's when we figured out we got to be able to, stick together, because that was an ugly win, but we stuck together. Coach even had to put some new plays in towards the end of the game to, get us to win that game. And I think people trusted in Coach, like, dang, he coaching his butt off, and we got the win that we needed, a season saver. And I think that's when everybody kind of gelled in, like, okay, if I do my role, then we can cut down some nets.
Was it difficult to go from playing such like a heavy SEC schedule to transitioning into conference play? I know it was kind of a topic of conversation before it happened, but a lot of people were skeptical. Can this team go into conference play and continue playing at this level? Because from the outside looking in, the level of competition comes down. Like, you're playing Brandon Miller, Noah Clowney, Noah Gurley. You're playing I can't think of the guys. Is it Wade Taylor at A&M, the point guard that they got? So you're playing some of these dudes that are incredible, some of the top 25 teams in the country, and then you're playing Tulane and Temple and some of these teams that aren't as well known or nationally recognized. Was it hard to switch gears from top level SEC competition to just the weekly, daily grind of conference play?
No, I mean, basketball is basketball. We just want to, play the way we can play. If we play the way we can play, it'll take care of itself. So, I mean, we just want to play basketball no matter if we play the last place team or the first place. We just want to, build our culture and our identity. That's all Penny talked about was our culture and our identity. And that's all we want to do. We didn't care who we played.
And then it felt like after the second loss to Tulane, that's when you guys kind of took a next step. I don't know if it was back being against the wall, knowing we really can't take many more losses, but what was that like? Was there a mentality shift after the Tulane loss, or was it just that time of year where you guys really clicked and went on that run?
Yeah, it was a mentality, man. After that loss, we took it personal. We was down. I don't tell people this, but Penny made me cry. After that loss, he was on me, and he was challenging me in a way that I had never got challenged in the film room. And tell guys this, man, he made me cry so bad. I think we played South Florida next. I didn't even want to go on the trip. I told Penny I don't want to go. And if you know me, you know it take a lot to do that. Like, he was on me hard, took it personal. Penny, he love the city, man. So anytime he feel like you let down the city, he gonna rip you. And he ripped me and told me, I'm greater than that. I don't lose on my home floor. And man, just took it personal. I mean, we all took that. After that, we took it personal. Just, I think guys seeing him rip me, they was like, let's get it. Let's lock in. If he got KD like this, he can do us like that. So, I mean, he challenged us, and that changed the season.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you guys finish out the season, obviously, as the two seed in the regular season going into the conference tournament. I would have to imagine with the way that you guys played in those 3 games, did you guys kind of just feel like we're gonna go to Fort Worth and win this? No doubt. Is that what it felt like in the locker room?
Yeah, man. I called it. I said we're gonna win the whole tournament. You just look at how our season played out, and we lost at the buzzer at home. Should have won that, but maybe we lost for a great reason, And coach came in the locker room and he challenged us again. Like, I'm giving y'all one more, test. Let's go win it all then. And everybody had their own goals because, you had some people who never had a chance to cut down nets, including me. You had some that had never even played in magnitude of the tournament like that. So I took it personal upon myself to win the tournament just because I didn't get player of the year. So I had a chip on my shoulder. Like, I'm going to show him who's the best player, able to come through here and, player of the year. So I had that personal, and Penny had it personal to show we should have beat y'all Sunday. So, man, it was a great mix, and we got it done.
The Tulane loss, you said after that loss, that's when Penny challenged you. That's when, it was a tough time. I'm sure it was a tough time. Like you said, it kind of broke you down for a minute, and you had to and you had to get back into it because you didn't want to make the trip to South Florida. When you guys played Tulane and smacked them, what was that feeling like to kind of get back at them?
Yeah, man, I called coach that night, and I was like, man, we finna beat the brakes off them. Like, everybody had took it personal. We knew they wasn't better than us. We remember the trash talk they talked, so I knew before that game started it was over. And like, we took it personal, and we got it done. And we beat them by more than we thought we would, but I'm glad it was like that.
Yeah, for sure. And then the next day, you guys have the AAC championship game. Obviously, it was a really good game, but it felt like you guys had control the entire time. A couple times they threw a counter punch, but it didn't knock y'all down or anything. Went straight back to it. What was the feeling like? I mean, was right next to you on the floor after it ended. You kind of hit your knees and went down for a minute. What were the emotions like getting that win and being able to cut down the net and go watch the selection show and just celebrate that with the team after the year you guys had?
I'm gonna remember that forever. That was the best feeling I ever had, playing. That was the best feeling ever. Got a chance to beat my hometown team. Got a chance to win a championship for the city. Got a chance to say we beat the number one team in the country for the first time ever in Tiger basketball. Uh, and if you know my dues, man, I felt like I had paid my dues. I think everybody watching me was like, man, he deserved it. After what I had been through with losing a Penny last year before last, COVID, year before last, COVID. So, I mean, I had felt like I had paid my dues, and it was just, man, that was like the best moment ever. Just seeing the confetti, seeing Penny cry, seeing the team happy, and seeing my mom, my son. It was just crazy, man. So, I'm gonna live that moment forever.
And then how long did it take you to kind of switch gears between, okay, we just won conference championship, postseason conference championship. This is awesome, but we still got business to handle. And obviously you said it feels like 100 times at this point that your whole goal in coming here was going to the NCAA tournament. So how quickly did you have to shift mindset of, okay, we just got to cut down a net. We just got to win this championship, but it's like a new season's about to start.
Yeah, I feel like we didn't shift it quick enough. Feel like we were just, so happy we had finally won a championship for the city. That we didn't really look towards we got another championship to win. I think we were just so happy to win one for the city. Just everybody know what the city had been through that year, so we were just so happy to cut down the net for the city to the point where I don't really think we knew the magnitude of what was going to happen next. And if we can redo it, I think I should have rallied the guys together, and been like, hey, it's kind of locked in now. But I was so happy because I had never done it before, so it was just all new to everybody. And like I said, man, I'm glad we got a chance to bring one to the city. But if we would have rallied around quicker, I think it would have been better.
Do you think that was part of it, just it being uncharted territory? Like no one on the team had really ever experienced that, so it was so difficult for anyone to say, okay, we got to get into a new mindset. I'm sure the coaching staff was, but it's different coming from players. So do you think that contributed to just maybe not being able to flip the switch quick enough? It's just being so new to everyone?
Yeah, I think obviously what Alo, Penny, with the Chandler, Jonathan, what them dudes had been through with Penny to win that meant a lot to them. They from Memphis, and the new guys who had never won one before, it meant a lot to us too. So I think we kind of, we hung on it too long and didn't necessarily just say, okay, that ain't what we want. We want more. Even though we knew we wanted more, we just didn't. We knew we wanted more, but we didn't go in that situation hungry as we did in that tournament. We lost at the buzzer and we went into the AAC tournament like anybody in our way, just in our way. And I knew we took the NCAA tournament as okay, we got here. We not on the bubble no more. Like we was on the bubble for the whole year. It was like, oh,
Right.
we off the bubble. But when we got there, we should have put our foot on their neck and took that personal. And just a learning experience because ain't nobody career done yet. So you just learn from that.
And do you not think it's kind of crazy that you feel like y'all could have put the foot on the gas a little bit more and you lost by 1 point to a team basically at the buzzer that just went to the Final Four? Is that not a little bit of wild to think about that you guys didn't? I mean, just objectively looking at the game, you guys didn't play great. If you would have played the way you would in Houston, you probably win. But at the end of the day, is it not crazy to think you didn't play your best game and you lose by 1 to a team that almost went to a national championship?
Yeah, I mean, you look at it. I mean, I didn't watch basketball at all. Like, I still
You said you didn't watch any of the tournament, right?
watch nothing, so I didn't really know what was going on. I was still hurting, and like people had this perception that if we beat FAU, we go to the Final Four. It don't.
Right.
No, come on, it don't. That's just like saying if the Grizzlies beat the Warriors last year, they would have won it all. It
Right.
don't work that way. Like, so I mean, it would have been obviously the cards we would have been favored in a lot, but that don't mean we win a lot. I mean, you got
Right.
scenarios that all got to play out, but I mean, yeah, it would have been nice to keep going, man. It would have.
And then talking about the next chapter, obviously done with college. What has it been like? What has the pre-draft process been like? And what is it kind of what you expected? Have you been surprised by some things? What's it been like so far?
Yeah, just not yet. It haven't really started yet. You know, season just ended. College basketball just ended, but
Right.
just getting some good feedback. You know, about my draft stock and teams that love me, and what I need to work on and what I need to get better at. So just grinding. I'm out here in Dallas. Working at SMU, UTA. My one of my coaches, Kenneth Turner, got the head job at UTA, so been over there, been at SMU with my family, and just getting better, man. Just trying to control what I can control.
What do you bring to a team? Obviously, I don't think you're expecting to be a lottery pick or anything like that. You know what's coming. You know that people are going to be talking about undersized this, undersized that. It's the same thing you've heard forever, and you've kind of torched that narrative your entire life. But at the end of the day, when you make it there, what do you bring to an NBA team? What do you feel like your role is?
Yeah, I think first, I bring a great attitude. You know, I'm not looking to come in and be all world and make myself bigger than the team. I'm there to do whatever they need, whether it's on the floor, being able to guard 94 feet, being able to get guys involved, with my passing and my speed, being able to, even if they need a spark off the bench, I'm there. If you need a spark in the locker room, I'm there. Whatever they need, work hard, respectful, and just appreciative and just taking in. Obviously everybody know I can play basketball, but being in the NBA is sometimes bigger than basketball. Is who gonna wait their turn, but who gonna wait their turn respectfully and nice. So I mean, I've been put in them scenarios all the time at TCU. I had to wait my turn, and obviously me and Desmond been great friends because I helped him through his path while I waited my turn. So I can bring whatever a team needs me to bring, whether it's scoring, assists, defense, leadership, great energy. So I'm looking forward to it, and I'm ready for the challenge.
All right, couple quick, like 2 or 3 quick questions, and then we'll get out of here and wrap this up. First thing, what was the best move you had this year? Obviously, you have a lot of highlight reel plays, a lot of highlight reel moves. What was number one on the list for this season?
Oh wow, you put me on the spot. Number one.
I'll tell you mine while you think. Undoubtedly, the Rondo. I think it was in the conference tournament. You hit the behind the back fake to the layup. I want to say it was in the Tulane game.
No, that was
you don't.
Yeah.
UCF, yeah, you don't see many people pulling that out. Rondo kind of popularized that when he was with the Celtics, but you don't see, especially many college players making that move. I'll say that one kind of took me back a little bit.
Okay, you say Rondo. I would have to say, I wouldn't say Rondo, but that would be top 3. Man, I would have to say. This not a move, but I mean it was. I would say the pull up 3 I hit against Houston. I started celebrating. Halo steals the ball and I run full speed and shoot it wherever I get it at. And I think the crowd got crazy, and I think that would be number 1 for sure. And I would say also the pull up 3 I hit against Houston at home to take the that was crazy too.
For sure. Second one, are you undoubtedly the best player in AAC history? Obviously, it's not a long reign in conference, and I know you probably don't want to crown yourself, but I mean, you kind of lead the conference and everything. So is that your crown for now?
I mean, for now, like I said, I give that to y'all to vote, but I mean, if you look at it, who impacted the conference, like I did. And
right.
And then when you look at it, I'm 5'11". I'm not 6'5", 6'6". Like, when you look at that 10 years from now, you're like, this little dude did all this, like
Right.
and it makes you respect it even more. Like, man, he ain't even blessed with all the other stuff, the high jumping, the long arms, the wingspan. So, I mean, so right now I can say yeah, but all records are meant to be broken. So one day mine will.
All right, last one, and we'll get out of here. Obviously, Junior's been in the picture a couple of times. He's running around you constantly. What's it like balancing fatherhood and basketball? Obviously, you've done it for a couple of years now, but what is it like, and what kind of joy does it bring you to not only to be able to have the game, but have Junior by your side at all times?
It's great. The minute he was born, my game went to another level. Me and his mom talk about it all the time. Where when he was born, I won Player of the Year that year, and then this year, I was able to, break records and do things I never done before too. I mean, it's challenging being a young adult trying to learn yourself, but also raise a kid. But it's been the best, it's ever been for me. I take him everywhere with me. At Memphis practice, he was at practice with me when we practice in the morning. He run around the gym while we practice. He watched film with me in the film room with the team. Obviously, he's at the shoot-arounds the day of the games. He's in the gym with me right now. I go play tennis with my cousin. He comes to the tennis match with us. So, I mean, it's just great, showing him what I didn't have growing up. So I didn't really have that role model like that, to play basketball. I kind of fell in love with basketball on my own. So, I mean, he already want to shoot ball all day. That's all he want to do is play ball. So I just want to show him, a bigger life. And I just want to see him have fun with his, take advantage of it.
All right, KD. Well, good luck at the next level, man. It's going to be a lot of fun seeing where you go and what you do at the next level. And I appreciate you for joining me. Take care, brother.
Man, you too, man. Appreciate you. Y'all take care.
Thank you for listening to One on One. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a like and a comment wherever you download your podcasts. Head over to www.bluffcitynil.com, where you will find comprehensive coverage of Tiger athletics and how you can become a contributor. We will see you back here next time.